Here is part 2 of our orchard tour. This first tree right here is the moringa tree. Our next tree is our orange tree. This was the first orange tree that we have to bloom. It had some pretty delicious oranges on it, and it'll probably be blooming again soon. It's flowering now, and it smells really, really pretty. Let me see if the variety is on here. We got it from Lowe's. Let me see if we can catch a pollinator on here. See that? We love it. It's a dragonfly. We love dragonflies because they love mosquitoes. We also have some bees coming in here. Lots of bees because it smells so yummy. It smells so good that if I could eat it, I would eat it too. This is our guava tree. This was our first guava tree to bloom. It produced a lot of fruit, and it's constantly producing fruit. Continuing down this row, we have a peach tree. This peach tree did nothing for us last year, absolutely nothing. It looked almost sick. And this year, we have a whole bunch of flowers, and we also have some little peaches growing. Now we have a strawberry guava tree. We haven't gotten any fruit from this yet. I'm not sure if it needs a partner or not. On the bottom there is some composted horse manure that we got from a neighbor, and we placed it on top of the soil. We pretty much did that with all of our trees recently to add some nutrients. There are some buds on it now. No flowers, no fruit, but we are seeing some buds here. Here we have another peach tree. This one again last year didn't do anything for us, but now we have lots of little peaches on it that I'm really looking forward to eating. Here we have an orange tree. Still has some oranges on it. It's also flowering. These oranges are pretty tasty. I love oranges. So we have a lot of citrus. Over here, the last tree in this row is a tangerine tree. This tangerine tree we liked, but not as much as our other one because it has a lot of seeds in it, but it's really tasty. This tree is these two trees are in the first row. We just planted them yesterday. They are pear trees. And they're right next to that water reservoir that we have there. And I read that pear likes a lot of water, so hopefully it'll do well here. This is the hood pear. Got it from Lucas. Cold hardy to -20, -10 degrees, which we would probably never ever see in our lifetime here in Florida. And then this is also the hood pear, same deal. Now on to the third row. This right here is a mango tree. I'm not sure specifically what variety, it's not tagged, but we do have a mango growing on it, a solitary mango. Mangoes are my favorite fruit, by the way, in case you're wondering, which is funny because I'm actually sensitive to mangoes and can't have too many of it, but it's still my favorite. Here is our grapefruit tree. We don't really trim these trees as we should because, let me show you an example. The deer do it for us. We don't want to trim it too much because we want to have room to sacrifice for our deer. We're not going to get rid of them, so we might as well work with them. This is a lemon tree that's super duper loaded up. It's like the lemon trees here seem to produce all the time. But look at the amount of fruit on it. I'm actually gonna have to go in and take some of this off because those branches are looking a little bit stressed. But yeah, that's our lemon tree. Next to that, we have a kumquat tree. We don't like kumquats. Do you like kumquats? Not a huge fan. Most of them we just dropped because we don't like them. They're too sour. Maybe we can make something with it. I don't know. If you want kumquats, you're welcome to come and visit and take all of ours. This is what it starts out at. Here's a young one. It's green and white. Green and yellow. And then when it matures, it turns orange. Right here is a pair of strawberry guava. We received these from Lucas last year. We got the one on the right from Lucas last year, and it never fruited. It had a bunch of beautiful edible flowers when we first got it, but it never fruited. So I looked it up and it said it needed a partner, so we got it a partner. So we put them right next to each other. Here we have another peach tree. In case you hadn't noticed, we love peaches. And this one is also producing fruit. So last year we only had one peach tree produce fruit, and this year we have all of them producing fruit. And then we have this bugger that we really dislike. Can you see it? It's a stink bug, I think it's called. Get off our fruit. It's for us, not for you. Just kidding, we share. Here is a mulberry tree. This one didn't give us any berries last year when we planted it, but now we have a ton of berries coming in. We just have to try and be faster than the birds. They're a little bit more dedicated and they're more on it than we are. So that's mulberry tree. This right here is an avocado tree. Right here. It actually grew from our compost. Let's get some of this grass out of here. It grew out of our compost. So we put it in the ground and we're seeing if it'll take off. Right next to it is some tomatoes that also grew out of our compost. These are some sort of bean. So hopefully this will grow into a nice avocado tree. Here in this protective cage, mostly to protect us from these berries, is thorned raspberries. So since they have thorns, we kind of made this cage thingy bob, which is just these green garden stakes. These green garden stakes, and this is fishing wire that we put in between to kind of trellis this and hold it up. And the good thing about this system, it can be as temporary as you want it to be, and it's super easy to set up. So I like doing it. Here we have another mulberry tree because my husband loves mulberries. It has foil paper on it to deter both birds and deer because the deer started eating it. And it actually worked for a while, deterring the deer. Because when they eat it, when their teeth hit it, it's weird and they don't want to continue eating it, I guess. At least that's my husband's theory. It has a ton of mulberries that's gonna produce. This was the first mulberry tree that actually produced any fruit for us. The other ones haven't, but now all of them are. So you have to have patience with the trees. Next, we have, I believe, an avocado tree. Yes, we have an avocado tree here. We got a lot of avocados from this last year. This pine bark right here is from a tree that we cut, and we placed it here to attract, one, so that we can keep everything separate and, you know, keep things more organized. Two, because we needed some place for it to go and it was heavy and we were lazy. And three, because it will attract beneficial predators like lizards and things like that will eat whatever harmful things are eating our trees, the bugs and things like that. So yeah, that's why we have that here. And then here we have another mulberry tree. This also didn't produce any fruit last year, but there is a ton here. And I'm going to eat them right now. These ones are my favorite, the big juicy mulberries. You pick them when they're black like this. See? It's so delicious. I'm gonna eat them all before my husband gets out here. Oh, there's a ton on there. I can't eat all these. I'm gonna call him and be nice. Another one. More, I need more. Okay, that's enough for now. Another orange tree. These oranges were also yummy. Over here we have, this is one of our favorite tangerine trees. This is called the Satsuma tangerine. Here's another orange tree. This one was also delicious. And then here, the piece de resistance, our extra special mango tree. Yes, it's growing crooked. We know this. It's very clear it's growing crooked. What's interesting about it though is, look at this. The bark saw an opportunity for growth, and now we have the tree, the branches growing from the base. So we actually want to keep it like this. I think it's really pretty. We know it'll get kind of heavy with all the fruit being on it in that kind of way. But what we're gonna do is in the middle, right there in the middle, we're gonna put some sort of support system, so that way it's not like weighing down and it doesn't have as much stress on the branch. But the deer love it too. They're eating it, but not too bad. They're not decimating it. As long as they're not killing everything, then we're fine. We don't mind sacrificing a little bit of our crop. Here we have some buds and flowers growing on it. I'm excited.
Stay tuned for part 3.